I'm Kasper Roet. I'm the CEO and co-founder of QurAlis, a company that was originally created to put an end to ALS and now has expanded into other diseases as well. I'm here today because I was invited to present the clinical trial results from our lead program, QRL-201. Stathmin 2 is a structural protein. What that means is in ALS patients, that protein is lost, and that loss leads to an instability of the nerves. And so what happens is that the nerves normally control your muscles. The connections are lost, and the muscles get paralyzed without Stathmin 2. At least that's what we see in mice. And we now have, in a clinical trial, assessed if bringing that protein back has an impact on disease, and the results that we've seen today actually say that restoring Stathmin 2 has a significant impact on the disease, which is incredible. What we see is a QRL-201, which is the molecule that we have developed to bring back Stathmin levels. Again, a protein that's lost in almost every ALS patient. First of all, that it's generally safe and well tolerated, which is really the first really important thing, that it has a good distribution throughout the spinal cord and the brain. And then we also are able to confirm upregulation of Stathmin towards normal levels, which was obviously the goal of the program. And then we see that that causes a slowing in functional decline. And so we see patients basically a 50% slowing of decline, and that was statistically significant, which is a remarkable result. The next step is the patients that were in our trial are going into an open label extension. So now that we have confirmed that in this trial that the drug works, we want to be able to provide access to the patients who are in our trial. And so we have opened a new trial basically to continue to provide access. It's called an open label extension, so that patients can benefit from the therapeutic. It also allows us to follow these patients for a longer period of time and learn more about its efficacy. And then we are going to start a new trial. And so we're in the preparation phase for what is called the pivotal trial, which is then the last trial before registration. I think, first of all, I think Target ALS is a family, and so it brings together companies, investors, and academic centers and PIs, principal investigators, and doctors. I think that is crucial for innovation. Second of all, Target ALS sponsors also early work in collaborations between companies and academic labs. And through that, we are able to break through barriers of novel science, which is incredible. And because of the combination of companies and academic principal investigators, immediately there's a potential translation to the clinic and to developing. And so I think that's a really powerful thing. And then lastly, Target ALS has created a number of cores to help facilitate projects. For instance, there's an in vivo core, there's a gene therapy core, there's an autopsy core, so that people can get access to these specialized centers to help accelerate drug development and discovery. And so a very valuable organization. It's unfortunate that drug development is a slow process, and it's often too slow for patients. That is the sad thing about being in this business. It's a rapidly progressive disease. It takes maybe 10 years or so to develop a therapeutic. Patients have an average life expectancy of 3 years. And so, the work that is at early stages is probably not going to benefit patients that are alive today and that have ALS. But I do think that we are turning a card, that the genetic targets that we have, the genetic medicines that we're developing, our QRL-201 program for Stathmin is a perfect example of that. They are making the difference, that our understanding of disease, the fact that we can use patients' own cells, stem cell-derived models from patients to assess if a therapy works or not, and that we have these genetic targets and genetic medicines. I think we're turning a page in our therapy development, and we're seeing the first products of that. I'm excited because I think we are really beginning to understand this disease. Maybe not even beginning anymore. We're really understanding at least parts of the disease. And it has allowed us to make precision therapies. Historically, in ALS, we've just tried things. And we didn't really understand the disease, so we just tried things. And almost all of those things have failed. But now we understand what is driving disease in specific patients, basically, and so very targeted, we can restore a protein that is important for the structure of your nerve, and we can see if that has a real impact on disease by measuring that exactly, and that is incredibly exciting, and that is a completely new way of doing it, and this is really something that QurAlis is leading also. I'm Kasper Roet. I'm the CEO and co-founder of QurAlis, and I'm building a world where everyone lives.